Hello everyone. Now we are going to discuss the concept idea evaluation process, opportunity evaluation process. Okay, after completing this concept, you will be able to understand what is the need to evaluate the opportunity and how to evaluate the idea or opportunity. Okay, every business starts with idea generation. Every idea is not an opportunity. Before starting the business, we should analyze and evaluate the feasibility of the product or service idea. This is very important. Before starting our business, we should analyze and we should evaluate the feasibility of product or idea, product or service idea. Our idea is correct or not. In case if our idea is not correct, all the money and time which we spent will be waste. Business will fail. So it is important to evaluate our idea before starting the business. Entrepreneurs must put their ideas through the analysis to discover if the proposals contain any fatal flaws. Now we are going to examine the ways to evaluate ideas and assess the opportunity landscape. Clear? So it is very important to evaluate our idea, our selected idea. Is it this correct or not? Can it give profitable? Can it give profits or not in the future? It is very important. Is it feasible or not? Feasible is nothing but workable or not. It is very important. Otherwise, the entire money we spend on business will go in waste. So it is very important to evaluate our idea before start the business. Okay, so idea evaluation process has 9 stages. How many stages are there in our idea evaluation process? 9 stages. See the 9 stages first. Analyzing the opportunity landscape, assessing the industry environment, uncertainty analysis, value chain analysis, Porter's 5 forces model, barriers to entry analysis, competitor analysis, profile analysis, feasibility criteria analysis. Okay, so these are the 9 stages to evaluate idea. Okay, or opportunity. The first one, analyzing the opportunity landscape. Today, we all live in a global economy. External factors, external environment impact is very high on business. Only few businesses, that is big businesses, are immune from the external elements. Small organizations can't bear that changes. So conducting an opportunity landscape analysis systematically, we can examine the external conditions that both shape and influence an opportunity. So this analysis is based on PESTEL model. See here the first one. This analysis, opportunity landscape analysis based on PESTEL, PESTEL model. P means political, economic, social, technological, ecological and legal. Legal environment. Okay, so here political Political environment includes taxation policy, government stability, foreign trade regulations, etc. It includes political environment. Next, economic environment, it includes investigates inflation, business cycles, unemployment, income cost, etc. Next, social environment includes population demographics, uh, population lifestyle changes. Okay, so attitudes to work and level of education, workers' attitudes to work and their level of education, all these it studies. This is social environment. And next, technological. Okay, and the next one, technological environment. Technological environment is influenced by government spending on research, new discoveries, and development. Okay, and next, ecological factors considers the ways in which the organization can produce its goods or services with minimum environmental damage. Next, legal environment, it covers areas such as taxation, employment, law, environmental protection law, okay, etc. So through the opportunity landscape analysis, we can know how all these factors influence the business. All these external factors impact the business. All these external factors we can examine in opportunity landscape analysis. Okay, the first step of an opportunity landscape analysis is to examine all of these elements. So all these help to the entrepreneur to identify the changing conditions that present the opportunity, to identify the size of the market needs, to identify the likely duration of the need and how the conditions will influence the timing of the opportunity, to identify the values or lifestyles, okay, or the lifestyles, etc. So through this analysis, we can identify opportunity landscape analysis. We can identify the opportunity is real or not. We can identify the external influencing factors before starting the business. So we can get an idea. Through this analysis, we can identify the opportunity is real or not. Okay, so this is the first step. And the second one, this is assessing the industry environment. Second step in the idea evaluation process is assessing the industry environment. Means industrial analysis. Assessing the industry environment means industry analysis. This is the second one. Industrial assessment is critical, means very important. Industrial environment, critical is nothing but very important, because it helps to the business to understand market conditions. It is very important to understand market conditions because goods are manufactured for consumers. Okay, so industrial assessment is helps to the businessman to understand market conditions. It helps to forecast demand and supply. This analysis helps to identify which stage an industry is currently in, whether it is still growing and there is scope to reap benefits, etc. we can identify through this analysis, industry analysis. To evaluate our idea is correct or not, it is very important to understand the demand in the market and the state of competition. For this, industry analysis very important. To evaluate our idea is correct or not, it is very important to understand the demand in the market, and it is very important to identify the state of competition. Through this analysis, we can identify the state of competition and market conditions. Okay, so this is assessing the industry environment. Okay, and the next one, uncertainty analysis. Uncertainty is an inherent common factor in every business. Uncertainty is inherent in the entrepreneurial process and the evaluation of opportunity. Uncertainty can present itself in many forms, like uncertainty regarding market demand, availability of sufficient resources, technology, competition, etc. So this uncertainty leads to risk. So the ability and tolerance to deal with risk is key in predicting the success of new opportunity. So before going to start the business, we have to analyze once. Can we bear the stress and uncertainty? We have ability or not to bear both risk and uncertainty, because uncertainty is inherent in entrepreneurial process. We can't avoid uncertainty from the business. So this uncertainty leads to, but this uncertainty, we can't avoid uncertainty, we have to bear. Every businessman, every entrepreneur, he should bear uncertainty. So this uncertainty leads to risk. So the ability and tolerance to deal with risk is key in predicting the success of new opportunity. Clear? And the next one, value chain analysis. So evaluating the industry environment is a critical step in the overall opportunity landscape analysis for a new venture. The most important consideration in this analysis is to look at the industry value chain. Why do some companies' profit margins exceed their competitors? Why does one company gain a competitive advantage against its peers? And the answers to these questions can be founded in value chain analysis. What is meant by, first of all, what is meant by value chain analysis? Value chain analysis is the process of looking at the activities that going to changing the inputs for a product or service into an output that is values by the customers. The companies conduct a value chain analysis by looking at every production step required to create a product and identifying ways to increase the efficiency of the chain. Value chain is a strategic tool used to analyze internal farm activities. The basic object of value chain analysis is to recognize which activities are the most valuable to the farm and which ones could be improved to provide a competitive advantage. Clear? So this analysis is also important for idea evaluation. This is value chain analysis. The process of looking at the activities that going to changing the inputs for a product or service into an output that is valued by the customers. And the next one, Porter's 5 forces model. Porter's 5 forces model. For idea evaluation, okay, so we should consider Porter's 5 forces model. Okay, so who is Porter? So what are his 5 forces? Forces are nothing but 5 factors. Okay, listen, students, the separate concept explain Porter's 5 forces model. They may ask for 5 marks in your final exam. Okay, listen, who is Porter? What are his 5 factors? 5 forces. Okay, so Harvard Business School professor Michael E. Porter, he identified 5 factors. He said that if organizations concentrate on these 5 competitive forces, they can easily earn profits and it can identify its strengths and weaknesses. Organizations can identify its strengths, internal strengths and weaknesses. They can identify their strengths. Strengths are nothing but capabilities of the organization, comparison to other competitors. Internal capabilities, internal strengths of the organization. Weaknesses are nothing but internal limitations of the organization, comparison with other competitors. Through this analysis, Porter's 5 forces model, companies, they can identify their internal strengths. So they can improve their strengths and they can identify their internal weaknesses so that they can rectify their weaknesses. So improvement of strengths and rectification of weaknesses helps to improve the profitability of the organization. Is it right or not? By improving their strengths, they can identify valuable opportunities in the external environment, and by utilizing all their strengths, they can diffuse all the threats. So this is very important. So for idea evaluation, we should consider Porter's 5 forces model. Okay, so Porter's 5 forces are, this is competition in the industry, potential of new entrants into the industry, power of suppliers, power of customers, threat of substitute products. Okay, and here students listen one by one. Porter said that these 5 forces determine the competitive environment of an industry. The combined power of these 5 forces determine the success of an organization. These forces influence prices, costs and investment of an industry. By using this model, entrepreneurs can assess an entire industry structure. Okay? See one by one. First one, competition in the industry. As the name mentioned, competition in the industry. The first of the 5 forces refers to the number of competitors and their ability to undercut a company. Porter said that entrepreneurs first identify who are the firm's competitors and identify their market profile. So market profile means their market size, their products, their services, customer base, etc. So when competition low, company has a greater power, okay, to charge, higher prices. When competition is very less, when competition is low, company has a greater power to charge higher prices. That for a new business. The more attractive is the opportunity. If competition less, we can consider our opportunity is very good. Higher profits possible. Okay, so first to identify who the firm's competitive rivals are. This is very important. Who the firm's competitive rivals are. And the next one, second one, potential of new entrants into the industry. A company's power is also affected by the forces of new entrants into its market. Once your business is established in an industry, it is ideal to keep others out. First, identify who the potential entrants might be. First, identify who the potential entrants might be. Consider their related products and services. It is quite common. Competition is quite common. If we manufacture a product which is accepted by the consumers, the same product is produced by other firms. It leads to competition. But if competitors enter in short period, we can consider our opportunity is not good. Competition common. But if competitors enter in short period, we can consider our opportunity is not good. Otherwise, we can consider the more attractive is the opportunity. And we can charge higher prices. Clear? And the next one, power of suppliers. Consider suppliers to the business venture. Who are key suppliers? Identify business depends on one supplier or two or more suppliers. Here in the third point, power of suppliers. Okay, so we should consider suppliers to the business ventures. In order to manufacture the goods, we should purchase materials and some inputs from suppliers. Who are key suppliers? We have to analyze. So identify business depends on one supplier or two or more suppliers. The fewer suppliers to an industry, the more a company would depend on a supplier. As a result, the supplier has more power and can increase costs. Not like that, when there are many suppliers have no power to increase costs. Then costs will reduce. So company can get profits. So if suppliers have more power, we can say opportunity is less attractive. Okay, and the next one, this is Porter's 5 forces model, fourth one, power of customers. Customers are very, very important for business survival. Identify the major customers for the business. Customers are the kings of the business because goods are manufactured for customers. Without customers, there is no business. So customers are very important for business survival. So identify the major customers for the business. Okay, and examine. Business depends on one or very few customers. A business depends on one customer or very few number of customers. If the business has more customers, we can consider your business is in the best position. Clear? On the other hand, if the business has less customers, we can consider the less attractive is the opportunity. So based on the customers, we can identify our opportunity, our idea is best or not. We have more customers, so we can consider our opportunity is best. The less attractive is the, and we have less number of customers, so we can consider the less attractive is the opportunity. Clear? And then fifth one, threat of substitute products. The last of the 5 forces focuses on substitutes. So what are substitutes? If we satisfy our want by using one or two products, if one or two products are there to satisfy our want, we can say they are substitutes. Best example, tea, coffee. We can satisfy our want by taking tea or coffee. So the last of the 5 forces focuses on substitutes. Companies that produce goods or services for which there are no close substitutes will have more power to increase prices. When close substitutes are available, customers will have the option to skip buying a company's product and a company's power can be weakened. So we can say the less attractives available to the customers, the more they will be focused on your products and services, and the more attractive is the opportunity. Okay, so Porter's these five forces: competition, potential entrance of new entrants, potentials of new entrants, power of suppliers, power of customers, and substituted products. Porter's these 5 forces help to the company to adjust its business strategy to better use its resources. By utilizing these resources in proper manner, investors can earn more income. So for opportunity idea evaluation, we should follow Porter's 5 factors model. We should consider competition, new entry of companies, suppliers, power of suppliers, and power of customers, and substituted products. All we have to consider. Then we can identify our opportunity is correct or not, profitable or not. Correct or not means profitable or not. Okay, and the next one, sixth step in the idea evaluation process is barriers to entry analysis. Barriers to entry analysis. So one more point we have to consider for idea evaluation process is barriers to entry analysis. Barriers to entry is a business term. It describes the factors that can prevent barriers, as the name mentioned, barriers to entry, that can prevent newcomers into the market. Barriers to entry describes the factors that can prevent newcomers into the market. So these can include high startup costs, regulatory hurdles, etc. So and so. Obstacles that prevent new companies, new competitors from easily entering a business sector. Barriers to entry analysis means, barriers to entry analysis means analysis of barriers to entry. Analysis of barriers to entry. So common barriers to entry include expensive technology, access to distribution channels. These are limited to newcomers. Access to raw material and other inputs means skilled laborers. New companies can't catch skilled laborers. because new companies can't bear more remuneration. Okay, so and a common barrier to entry include special tax benefits to existing firms, patent protections, strong brand identity, customer loyalty, okay, etc. But some barriers will decline as the industry develops. So whatever it is, still important for entrepreneurs to clear with each of them in their preparation. Okay, this is barriers to entry analysis, analysis of barriers to entry. So if number of barriers are there to enter into the entrepreneurship business, we can consider our opportunity is not so good. So first we have to clear the barriers to enter into the entrepreneurship business. This is very important. And next one, competitor analysis. So there is nothing more important than a thorough analysis of your competitors. This analysis involves identify number of competitors as well as the strength of each. This is very important. What products they are manufacturing, how is their quality, their prices, competitors product prices, what services they are providing to the consumers, company image, company location, where they have established their business, their financial condition, even their raw material cost also we should observe. Clear? So competitive analysis is an assessment of the strengths and weaknesses of current and potential competitors. Okay, so this is also very important. To start the business, we should analyze the competitors, what products they are manufacturing, what type of services they are providing, what are the strategies they are using to attract the consumers, which type of materials they are manufacturing to provide quality products, all we have to analyze. This is also very important. Okay, next one, profile analysis. Before you launch a business, take the time to reach and analyze your idea as objectively possible or not. Clear? Before you launch a business, take some time to reach and analyze your idea as objectively possible or not. This is very important. Is it feasible or not? So the 8th step in validating your business model is determining who are purchasing your product or service. This is very important. This determination is very important. Who are purchasing your products, okay, or services. This is very important. So you will not be able to assess accurately, you will not be able to accurately identify how much quantity you should manufacture until you have a clear understanding of your audience, their size and their spending habits among many other variables. So we should construct a profile of your ideal customer. We should consider the demographic factors of your ideal customer, their age, their location, their income, customer gender, their occupation, their education, their caste and religion, so and so we have to identify. Once the audience has been established, we need to conduct market analysis to determine how big the market is, how to face competition. Clear? So it is important to identify and investigate these variables before the new market is put into practice. Clear? This profile analysis helps to the entrepreneur to judge the business potentials. This is okay, very important. Profile analysis. Okay, consumer profile you have to identify. If you identify their ages, you can manufacture different ages. Take the example of dresses, you can manufacture different sizes of dresses. So you have to identify who are your customers, where they are, based on their location. You can manufacture the products. Okay, based on their income level. Your customers are high income people, you can manufacture high quality products, high prices of the products. You can fix high prices, not quality, you can fix high prices to their products. So this is to determine, to analyze consumer profile, very, very important. Okay, another method is the feasibility criteria analysis. So this analysis helps to determine why certain individuals develop successful opportunities and others do not. What is meant by feasibility analysis? What is meant by feasibility analysis? Feasibility is nothing but workable. Feasibility analysis takes all of a project's relevant into account, including economic, technical, legal considerations to ascertain the likelihood of completing the project successfully. As the name implies, these studies ask, is the project feasible? Feasible criteria analysis. Okay, feasible criteria analysis asks, is this project feasible? Feasible means workable. Do we have the people, tools, technology and resources to finish the project? So will the project gets us the return on investment that we need and expect? Can we get our expected returns or not? Our opportunity is, our idea is workable or not? We can identify through this analysis. Okay, through this analysis we can identify. So until now, so we have been considering external factors found in the opportunity landscape. Along with the external factors, internal factors have equal importance for evaluating opportunity. Not only external factors, internal factors also influence to evaluate the opportunity. But external analysis we can't control, they are beyond the control of the organization, but somewhat internal we can control. But it is very important, the influencing factors of internal factors, okay, for evaluating opportunity. So internal factors such as financial, marketing, human resource factors are also important for the venture to progress successfully. So all these we have to consider for idea evaluation. If all these are available, if we have command on all these factors, we can say our opportunity is good. If all these factors are available, we can say our opportunity is good. At least if we have idea about all these factors, we can manage the organization, no problem. Okay, this is idea or opportunity evaluation process. Clear, students?